Yes, yes, sir. Praise the Redbirds. Welcome back to the canon where we dive into the cinematic world, comic books, superheroes. I'm your host, Terry, and here's my partner, Sal.
Thank you, Terry. And for all you guys that are here from C2E2, don't forget on your flyers that you got, there's a special code that you can comment down below, and you can win a special prize, which you will find out next week. Ooh. If any of you do that.
So we have a lot of news going on. First of all, here at the Canon, we come out on Mondays, but we're trying something a little different. We want to let you know we'll be coming out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with shorter segments from the news week. So for those that like something a little shorter, be looking out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You'll still be able to get the full episode on Mondays. Also, this is the last time you'll see me and Sal pre-Batman versus Superman. The next time we come out with a news week, we are going to be full immersed into the Batman versus Superman DCU extravaganza. I mean, it's been forever. But we'll save that for another time. All right, so let's get into our first topic for today. XMEN Apocalypse has come out with a new trailer. Sal, what'd you think about it?
It was a little underwhelming, and not that it was bad, but the prior trailers were just so good. I think the first trailer that came out was just, I said in the past episodes that it was probably the best trailer out of any of them that are coming out this year. So it was a little underwhelming, but it was still, it was really good. It's like comparing kind of apples and oranges, I guess. I don't know, it's probably not the right saying, but that's maybe what I'm thinking. But one thing I wanted to take note of was they changed Apocalypse's his voice a little. They added that robotic undertone echo to his voice, which he does have historically. But I thought they could have, and I don't know what they're doing for the whole movie. Obviously, we haven't seen it yet. But I thought they could have saved that for maybe when he gets a little bit more menacing in the movie. His character growth, maybe. I like that he had the regular human voice when he's like kind of talking in a Hitler-esque kind of way. Right. It kind of humanized him a little and kind of just made his character even that more interesting. But we'll see where it goes. I don't know. And Jennifer Lawrence, I still don't like her. Still doesn't think she did a good job. But James McAvoy and Professor X, one thing I want to take note of, he's a very reactive character, and he has been for a lot of, all these X-Men movies. He's kind of the chill guy who kind of, that he knows what he's doing. But he was kind of proactive, I'm sorry, when he was talking to Magneto there. And I think he was saying he pities the poor soul who comes after his kids or whatever he said.
Seemed a little out of character.
Yeah, it seemed a little out of character, but I think that's kind of the tone of this movie. It's like it's all or nothing because obviously we don't know what's going to happen after this movie. So I'm interested to see where his character goes. It kind of seems like Jennifer Lawrence is going to take the lead. I think McAvoy is going to take a back seat, probably like a quarter of the way through. See what happens. But other than that, it was exciting to see new footage. So what did you think of it?
My interest level is plummeting right now. I honestly didn't hate it, but it's just something about it is really making me not interested in this movie. I think
is it Batman Superman?
No, I think the first trailer, it was decent. I thought it was interesting. But this one is just, I don't know. It went like a different route. Like you said the first time, you noticed that from the teaser to that trailer, they kind of changed the way Oscar Isaac delivered some of the lines, and I didn't notice it then. Really, I didn't see it. But in this one, you can totally see. Like, they went with a different take on it.
Yeah.
And so, the whole you follow blind leaders, it was all drawn out and kind of villainous the first time. Now it's just you follow blind leaders. And I'm just like, okay. And, no more false gods and all. It's just, I don't know. It seems like they are being super reactive to what fans are saying, and they're just changing stuff up drastically. Oh man, I don't have nothing good to say about this. Jennifer Lawrence, like her aside as an actress, just forcing Mystique as
Yeah.
the main person is very weird. Now, I didn't see Hunger Games, but the comments are all over the place. This is Hunger Games. This is Katniss. And I'm just like, I didn't see that.
She's gonna get an arrow out.
But I can understand it probably is. And I'm just like, you are forcing Mystique down our throats. It's so weird. Like I told you, the first time it was weird to see her in the jet with the team. Like, we're the X-Men. Like, what? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. So much about that. I mean, some stuff was interesting, I will say. The whole scene with Oscar Isaac kind of as a regular person, and then the other Apocalypse body. I don't know. It's confusing me. It's like because he's the first mutant, and so he has powers. And then I guess with the Egyptian stuff, they like transferred his soul or something.
Alien technology.
But the thing is, when we got the post-credit scene from Days of Future Past, he was already blue as a kid. You remember? And so it's like, wait, what's going on? Like,
I didn't actually think about that.
I'm like, is this Apocalypse? Is this a Pharaoh like changing his mind into the boy's body? I'm like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, he might be controlling a kid to make them think he's a god or something. The kid's a god,
like,
and just like a puppeteer.
I'm so lost at that point, but no. this made me like just sad. Like I kind of talk about how superhero movies want each other to do well because you go have a good experience, you're more likely to go to see the next one. Despite people think Marvel and DC fight, they actually root for each other.
Yeah.
It's the same way, the other way. I realized I watched this trailer like a bunch of times and I'm like, man, this sucks. And then I was thinking about Batman vs Superman because we're a week away, and I could not get excited. Like I couldn't get as hyped as I was, and that's Batman vs Superman. I'm just like, man, that just killed my mood.
Yeah.
So sorry, Fox, you messed up.
We'll see. I'm still holding out.
All right, late last week we had actress Amber Heard confirm her role as Mera in the DCU. Mera is the Queen of Atlantis and wife to Aquaman. Sal, what do you think about this casting?
I like it. There's not too much to go off Amber Heard. She's kind of been here and there. You're like, oh yeah, she was in that. But she was in, just to name a few, in Zombieland, Never Back Down, which is probably one of the worst movies ever.
What? Wait, stop the timeout. I love that movie.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Oh
Never
God,
Back
that
Down.
movie sucked.
That movie was great.
No, it would suck. Her name was Baha. What the hell?
Yeah,
Her name
Baha
was
Miller. She was the popular girl.
Yeah, with that name, I don't think so.
She was dating the guy that underground fights behind the bleachers.
Well.
Oh my God.
Ew, well,
Another time.
Anyways, she was in that. Machete Kills. She was in that. And one more. I forgot what it was. But anyways, not much is known about her. But one thing when I was looking up some news on her, she's very for empowering women in roles in Hollywood. She's always gone on record saying that she wants people to see past her looks and past her what they see on the surface. So I think that's actually a great mindset though for Mera. Mera, if if you don't know her character well, she is kind of like Wonder Woman times 10. She's a very, very strong character. Not even just for a woman. She's strong-willed character. And I think Amber Heard, with her being strong-willed as an actual person and an actual actress, can really bring a lot to this. So there's not much more to go out on, but I think she will be fine. So. Okay.
No. I mean, okay. I won't sell her out like that, but like you said, not much to go on. I had the IMDb her, and yeah, the only movie I recognized was Never Back Down, and I did not remember her at all. Yeah. Like, I remember the character's name, and I was like, I don't really remember what she even did in that movie. And I mean,
she's married to Johnny Depp. She's married to Johnny Depp.
She was in the Rum Diaries, I think.
That's what it was.
And
and Danish Girl.
Yeah.
That was her biggest part yet.
Stop trying to save her, Sal. She's no.
She's
like,
on the up and coming. She's gonna. This is probably her biggest. This is her biggest.
Yeah,
role,
yeah,
so.
definitely. It's definitely her biggest role. But yeah, like some of the movies I recognize, it's just like, man, I don't remember her at all. Like she's very forgettable. So that scares me. It's funny you brought up those comments about seeing past her looks, because I'm like, she's just cookie cutter, like pretty hot white girl, like,
She is.
and I was just not. I was hoping for someone a little more seasoned and strong. Like I really was hoping, because like you said, this is a Queen of Atlantis, like kind of what you were doing with Aquaman, taking him from that goofy character to a king of Atlantis and warrior. You have to show, you know, someone is equal to him, you know, as his wife. So I was thinking more like an Emily Blunt or someone like that who's not in the superhero world yet. Kate Blanchett is now with Marvel, well, soon will be. But so I'm like, Emily Blunt would be a nice, you know, or maybe Charlize Theron. Like I was like,
I didn't think of
I was like, that is who. And then looking at kind of the reaction, a lot of people are pissed because they thought with Jason Momoa that they were going to get an ethnic person to play his wife. And so a lot of names that were being thrown out were, you know, non-white actresses, and I didn't think about that, but I'm like, yeah, that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like some
and
people,
then you go the opposite direction.
yeah, and some people wanted Jessica Alba. I'm like, no, but still, like, yeah, she's so cookie cutter. She's like,
but she does. To be honest, if you go back and watch whatever she's in, just her in like an interview, she doesn't have that like. She does have that cookie cutter look to her, but she does not carry herself that way at all. She just looks like she can be a real bitch, not in a mean way, but like in an actress, in a character way. She looks like she could be very strong. So I think just if you want to go look at interviews or whatever you want to do, look her up. I think you can agree on that. So
I think this reminds me of Gal Gadot casting. Just throwing that out there. You had, you know, she wasn't an actress, she was a model, but, you know, someone that basically was known for her looks and stuff, and someone that fans like, you know, she's got to put on muscle, she's got to show us that she can be a fierce person, so she's got to prove. I mean, Gal Gadot, technically we haven't seen it yet, but most of us feel like she did it, so she's going to have to go through the same process Amber Heard and, like, show us that she can fill that role, because right now I'm not liking that casting.
I think, just to put it on record, Mara is even stronger, like I said, than Wonder Woman as a character.
Wonder Woman and the Flashpoint Paradox cut Mira's head off and wore her crown.
I totally forgot about that.
Because I just watched it this week, so. Next up, we have Batman v Superman screenwriter Chris Terrio, who might not be in it for the long haul with the DCU. Talking to the Wall Street Journal, he had this to say about his future with the DCU. I've written Justice League Part 1, but I won't necessarily write Part 2. This has been the most rigorous intellectual exercise I've had in my writing life. For Batman v Superman, I wanted to really dig into everything, from ideas about American power, to the structure of revenge tragedies, to the huge canon of DC Comics, to Amazon mythology. Terrio also goes on to quote research from deep sea biology, life in the Mariana Trench, and the war between Amazons and Atlanteans. Chris Terrio went on to compare Batman v Superman to Empire Strikes Back or The Two Towers, saying that the second movie in the trilogy is usually the darkest and that the Justice League will have a tone that is not quite as dark. Sal, what do you think about these comments?
I don't know. I think he put a lot into this. I didn't know he went this deep into it. He got research from stuff that didn't have anything to do with comic books. But that's a little, you know, scares me a little, just because if he was willing to put this much into writing for, you know, 2 scripts, and if Justice League Part 2 is drastically different from Part 1 because that screenwriter doesn't put as much as he did into this one, then it's gonna be, you know, kind of a recipe for disaster, I think. I know that Part 2 is pretty far off and they're just starting Part 1, and if he's not gonna be in it, I'm sure they're planning it, you know, far ahead into the future. But, you know, still, I mean, I'd rather it be consistent than them think it was bad and have someone else do it. You know what I mean? I'd rather it be a consistent kind of saga that goes forward and sticks with what they had. Unless it was like some crazy bad movie, then yeah, maybe. But if they're moving forward with it, and if you put this much into it, I can't see how it's, that bad, barring anything else, outside or during production or something like that. But yeah, so we'll see how moving forward. It's nothing set in stone, but hopefully maybe he can come back if it's that great. So
yeah, I think there's a lot to these comments, almost like they all weren't read, like there was extra going on that wasn't said, but a lot to dig out. As far as him not coming back, I don't think that would be in the best interest of the fans or the studio.
yeah,
I do believe him when he said that it was a rigorous task, as we can kind of see. There's a lot of stuff he pulled from. But at the same time, money talks. I think, they'll get him back somehow. He's an Oscar-winning writer for a reason, and he's Ben Affleck's new BFF, so he'll figure a way to get him back. He brought him into the DCU for this, and he'll keep him. The parts I like is all this stuff that hints towards a war between the Amazons and the Atlanteans.
yeah, like you just said, Flashpoint.
Exactly. I was just watching, I was like, man. And then I heard these comments. I was like, that reminds me of the Flashpoint. Now, are they setting up the Flashpoint? I don't think so.
No.
It would be nice, but they're not going to.
I think there'd be too much for casual people who are just
I don't
coming
think.
in.
I think the setup would be for like a phase 2 type thing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's the way they're going. I think they're going to pull certain elements of stories and put it into the movies instead of doing one actual story. Because like we're talking about Amber Heard as Mira, she's going to be in Justice League Part 1. And from everything we're hearing, Aquaman's a big part of Justice League Part 1.
Yeah.
So it could very well be some type of war between, Princess Diana, that's her name. Almost kind of like, I would hate to say this, but like it was Batman versus Superman. Now it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman versus Aquaman.
Yeah.
Because by that time they're going to be on Wonder Woman's side, and if she's got an issue with him, then
Well, they have Throne of Atlantis too. Can't forget that. He didn't trust them at first. So.
right. So I'm like, it's really starting to seem like that. So that was the part of the comments that I liked the most.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to part 2 of this week's episode. First up, we have Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man 4. We got a little bit of bad news for the fans out there that want to see an Iron Man 4. Speaking with USA Today, Robert Downey Jr. had this to say about the possibility of another solo film. I don't think that's in the cards. He went on to say, in a way it's Cap 3, but for me it's my little Iron Man 4. And then it's back to the thing we all recognize. Everything pulls over to the side of the road when the thunder of an Avengers thing comes through, because that's how it is until it changes, if it changes. Sal, what do you think about
Iron Man 4? That's fine. I'm glad they're not making an Iron Man 4. They already had their chance with 2 and 3 and they totally bombed it. So I think they're doing well, especially with the rumors we heard on Civil War. With their movies moving forward, so I think they caught their stride, even though Ultron sucked. It seems like they're getting back on track, but I think having another single Iron Man, it's a little much. I think just because, like I said, 2 and 3 did not, were not up to par with a lot of people and a lot of fans. So I think if they can kind of use that energy towards other newer projects, especially like the Hulk. Thor, and then the Hulk. But if they can put their energy to that and make those things better and make newer things, I think that's great for Marvel. I don't think they need another Iron Man 4 or another Iron Man. So, if they can sprinkle him in here and there, and especially in Civil War, will play obviously a very big part, that's enough for me.
Yeah, the granddaddy kind of the MCU. With Iron Man, so he kind of kicked it all off, but unfortunately that ship has sailed. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has not been bad in any of the Iron Man movies, but they have been bad movies for 2 and 3. But he continued to build the legend of Tony Stark and, you know, cement himself as that character. So for that part it worked, but as films they didn't, and I don't really need to see another one. I never thought they were going to do another one. Like, everything's leading to him being replaced at some point. Robert Downey Jr., first of all, the money he's making is just growing out of control. They can't keep paying him that. And so, you know, for all those reasons, business and otherwise, story-wise, it's time to move on. Getting him in Civil War was, you know, a nice little thing for Disney. So hopefully, you know, they'll make pretty good bank off that. And then, of course, you got him from the last hoorah in Avengers Infinity War. So we don't need to see much more than that. The once thought to be dead project for the Lobo solo movie has come back to life after reports Warner Brothers have hired Wonder Woman screenwriter Jason Fuchs to write a script for the movie. Sal, what do you think about all this?
It's pretty, I don't know, I was going to say inspiring, but it's not, it's pretty reassuring that they are putting this much trust in Jason. You know, obviously he's done a good job with Wonder Woman, so I mean, rumor has it. So to put his name onto Lobo, you know, it's a totally different character. I think that they revived him because of Deadpool. I think Deadpool kind of springboard a lot of characters upcoming. So you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if it'll be rated R, but I think he definitely has if any character in the DC universe has the chance to be R, it should be Lobo, I think. But we'll see if they go that way. You know, we don't know that yet. But yeah, it's good to see that they put this much trust in him, even this early. So
yeah, you kind of got me on the Deadpool comments. That's what I was going to. But I mean, I don't think it's a no-brainer that it's a reaction to Deadpool. I think it's very likely that it is. This is not the one, but one character in the DC that's very popular for being kind of the anti-hero, and does have a lot of similarities to Deadpool. But I think this kind of just speaks more to Wonder Woman movie than it does to me about Lobo movie. Like you said, it's reassuring that they liked what they saw in the Wonder Woman movie, which is still filming, but they liked it so much that they gave him another project. As far as the Lobo movie, like I said, a lot has to be decided before I could really even speculate on that. I mean, he's just writing a script. Scripts can sit in, you know, development forever. And but it does make sense that they would try to capitalize on the not the fame, but the, I don't know, the heat off of Deadpool with their own, you know, rated R character. So yeah, that's nice, but you know, until we see actual director, and the actor is tough because the two people that I would automatically think could be Lobo are already in the DCU as other characters. And so if Sal's looking confused, I'm talking about The Rock and Jason Momoa.
Oh, okay.
Those are the two, like, I'm like, yes, Lobo, but
no, it could be who would you say, Machete?
No, he's like 80.
So what? He's got that.
There's iterations of Lobo that look a lot like him, but I just...
No, I know. They're not going to go directly.
I don't think they will, but even if they did, I don't think I would like it. It's a little too old for me. I don't think he could bring the funny part, because Lobo got popular off the Justice League animated series like a lot of people did, and he was really funny in that. So I don't think Machete could bring that type of comedy to it. So I don't like it. But yeah, Rock and Jason Momoa, I'm like, yes, but they're already casted. So I'm like, if I see an actor, I see a director attached to this, then I'll get a little more hype. But I think right now this is a just in case move. This is like, let's develop this and have it ready in case we want to strike around Deadpool 2 and, you know, get some of that heat. But this guy also, last point, he just wrote Pan, which was his last movie.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
I haven't seen it, so I can't totally judge, but from the critics and everybody I heard, it was horrible. I know the trailers, when I watched it, I was like, this looks like it's gonna suck. So that scares me a lot. But if he did so well with Wonder Woman, then have to give him a chance. And that is the episode today. If you like what you heard, you want more of the canon, give us the ammo by clicking the subscribe button below. I'd like to thank my partner, Sal. Sal, where can people find us?
You can find us at the Canon Vlog on Twitter, or you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/the Canon.
And I'm your host today, Terry. Remember, if you heard it here today, it's canon. So I got exclusive news that the scene she in is a wheelchair race between her and Scoot McNairy, and it's rated R. There's a lot of cursing and violence in it. But no,
they cut each other's legs off, but they can't feel it.